day 3 of the We're Just Guys, Clipmas, guys.
Yeah.
Trev, Skylar, Ed, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. Today, it's a bit of Star Wars talk.
Halfway through that, I was like, "Am I really about to?"
Listen, dog.
You gotta commit to that.
Yeah. Well, once you started, I was like, please keep going. You gotta finish that. But so basically, I've started rewatching the series, like I told y'all. On the prequels right now, episode 2. I would say about halfway. Your boy Annie about to go kill them. What are the boys called?
They're not the same people, are they?
The
slave owners and people.
The slave owner saved.
Yeah, that's the reason why he goes there, because they enslaved his mom.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah. I forget what they call them in the movies, but yeah, it's the same people. Yeah. Tusken Raiders.
Yeah,
Tusken Raiders.
Nice.
All right, so he's gonna go kill the Tusken Raiders, whatever the case may be. I'm watching it, right, and it became all about what was I saying?
Balancing the Force.
Balancing the Force. All right.
Yeah.
So Anakin's the chosen one. He balances his Force by taking out the Jedi. We all know this. This is what the balance of the Force
Which
was.
I really never even thought about it that way, but that really was balancing the Force.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
There were way too many good Jedi. So
Facts. It was a ton. And yo,
they used
even when they brought him in. So this is what I'm talking about. So when they brought him in, when Qui-Gon brings him in, right? He's like, he's the chosen one. He's talking about Yoda and Mace are looking at each other in a certain way where I felt they knew. They knew he was going to murder a lot of Jedi. Here's
the thing. Could you consider them as the bad guys in the object of them restoring the Force? Because they know that is the ultimate goal of being a Jedi as well, is that you have to understand there is a balance. Mm-hmm. But they knew at a certain point that it was just getting too much. Mm-hmm. And so when they felt him, do you think that at that point they may have became an antagonist in a cosmic scale because they knew that he would bring balance, and the only real way is to take out the Jedis?
So they just knew that would happen.
I feel like they did
in a way.
Yeah.
So like when I'm so it's a situation of like, because they always say if it's the will of the Force, you have to go with it.
Ooh.
You have to follow the will of the Force. To be a Jedi, you follow the will of the Force. If the will of the Force says this kid has to be trained and you need to let this kid balance the Force, you have to let it happen. We all know after he kills those Tusken Raiders, Yoda's like, oh, I can feel it.
It's happening.
He's in pain. Like he knows.
He had to call up his realtor to get that summer house in the Dagobah system. He was like, I'm gonna need to find some way out.
How to escape out of here real quick, son.
But I'm telling, I was watching a scene where they were in the council room and they're talking, and they go like Mace and Yoda look at each other after hearing about the kid and knowing that Qui-Gon's saying this is the chosen one. Like, we need to take him in, and everyone knows the prophecy is the chosen one will balance the Force, and you're sitting there as a Jedi Council who is actively training more Jedi and knowing, even when, as Qui-Gon brings this up to you, all of a sudden the Sith have reappeared. You haven't seen Sith for years. That was the whole notion.
Oh, fuck.
We eradicated the Sith. They're gone.
Dang.
So now you find the kid to balance the Force, you know what's going to happen.
Even now, when you say they did eradicate the Force, they're no better. I mean, yeah, okay, the Sith is like all powerful, trying to become evil and this, that, and therefore, yeah, but like in the end, they both were pawns for like a bigger thing. I mean, the Sith were pawns for, was it Sidious or Plagueis? Plagueis wanted the Sith around just so that he can get more of the Sith, so that he can control more areas of the galaxy. Mm-hmm. Then the Jedi were around, and they weren't really looking to be in control of things yet. There are people who know that they can use these guys that don't have a will to control, but they can use them to control. Mm-hmm. And so I can't just watching the prequels sometimes make me wonder. It definitely confirms why Yoda's crazy, because I would be crazy if I was Yoda, living as long as you did and seeing all of this and going, I had a big part in this.
Yeah. And it's on some real political bullshit too.
Yeah. Shoot, the first scene of the first movie, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan show up to the Trade Federation ship to come negotiate. Mm-hmm. And then the bot tells the Federation people, they're like, yo, they sent Jedi. And they're like, oh, they sent Jedi to intimidate us. Like, off rip. Even if the Jedi are... the Jedi keep saying, we're peacemakers. We're not soldiers, we're peacemakers. We're peacemakers. We're peacemakers. You have lightsabers.
The same weapons that the other dudes have. You're no different.
You're no different.
Just the color of your eyes and the blade.
Yeah.
But and it's so basically when I was thinking about it, I was like, so there was 2 Sith. They eradicate the Jedi essentially to bring it down to what, like, it was like 3 of them left, man.
What was it? You counting Yoda, Obi-Wan?
That was really it. So there was 2.
Yeah, because there's Darth Vader and Sidious.
Yeah. So look, so Darth and your boy Palp,
yeah,
murk the Jedis to get them down to 2. Gets them down to 2, and then what? The situation of Luke comes up, murks Daddy-O and Palpatine, and both Obi-Wan and Yoda die. So now it's just Luke. And then Luke makes the same mistake the Jedi just made. He goes to start training more Jedi.
It was the only way it could happen.
Why?
Because Luke goes bad.
What do you mean?
For Luke to be the only one left. That's why I low-key liked how they ended it with Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Because for Luke to be the only one left, he had a choice to either do one or the other or nothing. And he chose one. And you can't choose because now you've made it so that the universe has to bring you someone.
It has to be it.
And I know he was thinking about this the whole time. That's why he's training Jedi. He's like, I got to keep it Jedi because the Sith may come back. But in doing that, he's creating... And so he's like...
He's creating the platform for the Sith to come back.
So he's like looking over Ben. He's like, Ben's the only one with the blood that could turn like I could.
Which technically, it was in balance because him and Palpatine were still alive.
Yes.
So this is why I'm getting a newfound love for the sequels. Because at that moment, when Luke murks them, it's just him and Pal. There's balance. You fucked up the balance by trying to bring more Jedi, which then the balance is...
It's tipped off, so the Sith have to try.
Exactly. So then you got Ben...
They call him Ben Solo, yeah.
Ben Solo. Wild. You got Ben Solo comes up and becomes a Sith, right? He murks the other Jedi kids. So now there's 2 Sith that we know of in Luke. Right? However, we all know at the end of the last one, well, I don't know if we all know, sorry for spoilers.
Spoiler.
There's that whole chamber of all those Sith sitting in there.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
Okay, I never understood that.
I didn't either until I thought about what was happening. The balance kept shifting. It shifted from a ton of Jedi, 2 Sith, to 2 and 2. Fucked up again by going too much Jedi, which got brought down back by the Sith. So then the Sith tried to be like, oh, well, we're going to do it. We're going to be the guys that have too many.
But we don't know how long they were there, though. They could have been there the whole time.
The Sith
also, I never understood...
The Sith at that table?
If the Sith in like that whole
in the
Coliseum...
chamber?
You were trying to tell me.
I'm just saying, we don't know. We have no information on that. They could have been there the whole time. They could
Well,
have
then
been
you're
in the
telling me that
background
Rey is the chosen one.
Fuck. Okay. So I have 2 questions. First question is this. When I watched it the first time, I never understood if it was not like the souls of the Siths all at once, but they had sabers which are physical.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, so did Luke? No, he was there. He was not a ghost projection when he fought those dudes. He was like there. I was wondering. I'm just thinking like I'm trying to wrap my head around how
he was fighting. They were shooting the lasers at him.
Yeah.
It was a force projection.
Okay, so but how?
I mean, he didn't tink anything back.
You didn't tink?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
So those dudes are there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
How long have they been there?
How long have they been there?
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
That's the vibe that I got when I saw that, is that they've been just in the shadows for a long time because nobody knew about freaking Snoke.
That does mean that the Skywalkers were not the balancers. Because if those Siths were there the whole time, then it was already balanced. It was already balanced when they had a huge Jedi Council. It was already balanced because they had Sith just in the back. They just didn't know. And the perception of them not knowing. But I don't understand.
How did they not bring those out, though?
And also, how could they not have sensed them? He said they haven't been Siths
Yeah.
around for years. Those are new Siths.
They gotta be. They have to be when he got thrown down by his general in Doth.
Yeah.
The Omega. You know, you get tossed, your thing lands, and that because shoot, he built. Good God, how many fucking starships he built, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was insane. That shit was insane.
Yeah.
That shit was insane. Now, yes, a lot of years, but still insane. So I'm saying, so then, now you've got, because in the last movie, essentially, Ben Solo and Rey are the two Jedi. So now it's switched from two Sith going against a whole bunch of Jedi to two Jedi going against a whole bunch of Sith. And in the end, it's just Rey.
And she doesn't choose.
Balance.
But when she does.
What does that mean? I've been thinking about that this whole time. As I'm watching the prequels, I've been thinking about, number one, because she has the orange saber now, right?
Yeah.
She has the orange saber to show her
She has
distinction.
like multiple colors on that thing. In that frame when she turns around, if you slow it down, she like, and there's like colors.
God.
It was like
She went ham.
yeah, it was like
Okay.
a wild saber. I don't. It's like a thing that they just don't display, I guess. But she could turn
That's
into
kinda hard.
multiple colors.
It's kind of hard. I didn't even shoot. Mace had purple. But so yeah, like you're Rey. You have brought the balance back again. The balance was pretty wrecked. Like that's just what it, like you didn't know it at that moment because what you had everybody, all people knew about was Ben and Luke. So everybody thought it was in balance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Luke did that because I feel like he wasn't as wise as Rey is now to say that one day he might be what his father is and become a Sith. So just in case, let me make Jedis to be able to take me out. But then in doing such, he created Siths in his fear.
Yeah.
To take him out or take them out.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hatred. Hatred leads to suffering.
That's crazy.
When he said that, I was like,
spitting.
Okay, Yoda, that is that because but it's real though.
Yeah.
And watching the prequels, you see it. Like you see it in Anakin. And I know, like, yeah, like obviously they already knew this was gonna happen. But to watch him go from having the fear of leaving his mother to the anger of just in general.
Yeah.
He had the you're right. Fear of losing his mother to it brings the anger of seeing his mother lost, which then breeds the hatred of killing all of the Tusken Raiders, which then brings your suffering.
But and with that suffering now is more fear that Padme won't see him the way that he wants to be saw by her.
He went through it multiple times, bro.
He kept going through the same thing. And it got exponentially worse and worse. That's deep, unfortunately, masked by bad writing.
Romance is awful.
Yeah.
I don't like sand.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I don't like
it gets everywhere. That's what got you, Padme? That's what turned your neck. You was like, oh, you don't like sand? Bro. This man had literally just got done in a conference.
Yeah.
You cutting off a senator in a diplomatic conference as a Padawan learner.
There's no bodyguard.
And it goes from the switch up, I don't like sand, and now y'all want to make out. The heck's going on?
Imagine a bodyguard today that would do that.
Like, no, you can't do that. You would be fired on the spot.
Yeah.